Jason McKay with Mountain Tactical here. Wanted to go over our new OEM replacement bottom metal. You're going to throw that piece of plastic on the T3 into the garbage, put a nice piece of metal on there as a replacement. I'm going to show you how to install it, how it works, and why having a more rigid magazine system is better than the cheap plastic one that comes with the rifle. So let's get to work. Alright, so when we sought to improve upon the factory bottom metal, we looked at a few weaknesses. Obviously, the factory bottom metal is plastic. We call it bottom metal because that's an industry term, but it is just a piece of molded plastic in the bottom of the rifle. And the mag catch is plastic. The trigger guard was kind of small. I have big mitts whenever I shoot with gloves on. I would have interference issues. Creates a safety issue out in the field because you can, preemptively discharge your rifle when you don't want to because the gloves put pressure on the trigger. And so we wanted to address these issues. One other major issue people would have with the plastic one was the flexing. You put this really nice either GRS or Macmillan or one of our Mountain Tactical stocks on your rifle, and you torque it down and it would flex in a really good aftermarket stock. And so it was just because the plastic simply was not very rigid. So this is our first version. We'll have some AICS versions and potentially some steel versions coming out later, but we wanted to make the original, or the first one, out of 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. It's type 3 hard anodized. This weighs 2.2 ounces. It starts out as a 2-pound block of aluminum, and then once you can see just how much material we'd have to remove out of that block, and you end up with a 2.2 ounce bottom metal. Literally weighs half an ounce more than the factory unit. We also put a stainless steel mag catch in here for durability, simply because this is, it's the moving part on here. This is what's going to get the most wear, and this is the highest failure point on the original system. So we went with stainless steel here. It's an austenitic stainless steel, so highly corrosion and resistant to give you a lifetime worth of service. So we're going to dive in here and show you how to install it. Alright, step one whenever you're working on a firearm is make sure it's safe. So with the T3 you have to put the safety off in order to remove the bolt. And remove the bolt. There's not a round in the chamber. Drop the magazine. Literally drop it. And then to remove the factory bottom metal, you remove your 2 action screws. Trying to do this blind here. There we go. Don't want to get in the way of the camera. With your action screws removed, let's give this a good tug. Pops right out of the bottom of the stock. You can take a look at there. This thing just flexes all over the place. It's just, I don't know. It's fine for, I guess, the average person, but for someone who really wants to improve upon their rifle, obviously rigidity is king. So take your new Mountain Tactical bottom metal, install it front forward. Well, popped in. We did a nice tight fit. Should snap in like so. Line your screws up. And then you would obviously torque these screws to your preferred torque setting. And then function test. Put your magazine in, make sure it locks, make sure it ejects. That's what we want to see. We want to see that pop right there. Pops right out, no issues. There you go, that's as hard as it is. You can see we have this nice new trigger guard here, follows the lines of the rifle better, gives you a little more room. And here you get the extra protection of having an actual metal component instead of a plastic component on your rifle, and it's ready to go shoot. Let's go shooting.